put the pressure on. But I think this one's going to be a little closer. I think this is going to be more of a, like we said, a little more physical game, a little more knockdown, drag-out kind of game. And it's going to be, again, two very good coaches with Coach Sexton and Coach Hackett. So no secrets here. They both know what each other are going to do.
The big reason why this game is going to turn physical is the way that LC runs their offense. It all goes through their big man, Noah Inyart, who on the year is averaging 17 points. But in his last 7 games, Doug, he has recorded 5 double-doubles, averaged 21 points, and 11 rebounds. He has been a monster in the paint.
Yeah, again, you start playing like a senior should, right? I mean, he's a big kid, and you start playing with the urgency of a senior, and I love to see that. I'd love to see that competition. The blood gets heart getting a little faster, and you kind of see the end coming near, and you just don't want it to end. So, it's going to be exciting to see how he does tonight against the Munster defense.
On the other side for Munster, they were off to a really bad start, which is not very Munster-like. They have been a blue blood up here in the region. They started 2-8 and went on a 7-game losing streak. One of those losses was against the LC team, who hit 10 threes on them. Since then, they went 11-3 to close out the year. They won their 9th straight Northwest Crossroads Conference Championship. They've won 48 straight games in conference play. Doug, they're coming into sectionals red hot, and they got to remember what LC did to them earlier this year.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Hackett reminded them that all week, but they only have 2 seniors.
Yes.
Again, you're talking about the flip side of that, and just to get used to this, the postseason's a little different. As I said, that's a little more. The lights are a little brighter, so we'll see if the guys can compete under those bright lights. But as we said, Coach Hackett's been doing it a long time. He's probably the dean of Northwest Indiana boys basketball. But if there's somebody's going to figure it out, it's going to be Coach Hackett.
Well, the player that's really been the center point for Munster this year has been Josh Malloy. On the year, 16.5 points, but he is an all-NCC guard the last few years. Last year, he set the school record for threes made in a season, and he joined the 1,000-point club earlier this year.
That's quite to have that record at Munster with the talent they've had go through there is pretty impressive. So, again, he's going to have to put a lot on. I think it's going to be a lot on his shoulders here tonight. He's going to have to step up and try to score around the bigger, stronger Lake Central defense.
Talking to some LC fans as the season has gone along, they talked about that the biggest difference from that LC team that started hot to now, a team that's really slowed down. They finished 1-6 in the DAC. First time they've ever finished in last place by themselves has been their shooting. When they played Munster, they hit 10 threes. They cruised to a win. After that, their three-point percentage has really lowered. But if they can hit some threes and be able to attack the paint with Enyart, it could be a really long game for Munster.
Yeah, again, it's one of those things and kind of old school talk here, but you can't live and die by the three. I know how much the game has evolved, and they rely on the three much more, but you just can't count on it. Especially you talk about a team that was that 1-7 or 1-6 in the DAC, and they kind of get out athleticism.
Yes,
that's a word. It is now. Whatever, but. They get beat down the floor in transition, that kind of thing, and I'm sure that's something Munster will try to beat up on Lake Central here tonight.
LC played on Tuesday. They got the 62-25 win against Morton. Looking at their starting lineup as they're about to announce it, it will be Kruper Conkey, Christian Martinez, David Aguilera, Jacob Billmeyer, and Noah Enyart. So for Noah Enyart, he's really been the Batman of this team. His Robin has been Jacob Billmeyer. He had 12 points, 4 rebounds against Morton. He shot the ball very well. He shoots for 33% from behind the arc. And if Billmeyer can continue to stay hot, it's going to open up things for Noah Enyart down low.
Yeah, again, as we've said before, it starts inside with Enyart, but then if those other guys are a threat on the perimeter, that just spreads out the defense, and they have to make a decision on who they're going to guard.
These two teams met a season ago, and it turned into a pretty easy win for LC. Between the two seniors, Zach Green and Jordan Ireland, and the junior at the time, Noah Enyart, they outscored the entire Munster team. The final score 54-32. They had 40 points themselves. So, Doug, when you have a chance to go up against a team that eliminated you from the year prior, you've got to feel like that you've been gifted an opportunity to redeem the seniors from last year.
You could try. I mean, that's one form of motivation. I'm sure, again, whether it was the score earlier from this year or last year, but, there's so much have changed in 365 days. So, I'm sure that, as we mentioned before, Coach Hackett's a standards guy also. So he's moved on from that score, but maybe some of the kids haven't. But he's worried about this team tonight and how they're going to compete against Lake Central.
The starting lineup for the Mustangs will be Josh Malloy, Alex Johnson, Dominic Alvarez, Troy Jarrett, and Caleb Bird. Troy Jarrett, one of 3 captains for this Munster team. He's only a junior, and he had a big game against Griffith earlier this year. We had 19 points, 6 rebounds. He's averaging 13 points. So despite some big names moving on for Munster going into next year, they have some really talented juniors and sophomores that have gotten plenty of playing time this year.
Again, that's what we mentioned it earlier with Coach Swan. They just keep churning out guys, and to a team that's consistently been competitive and done that well that long in the conference, as you mentioned, what was it, 48 games in a row they've won or something?
In the NCC.
That doesn't happen because you have one good group of seniors. That happens from churning out guys and next man up and just continue to do the right thing.
They've won 9 straight conference championships and 17 out of the first 19 since the conception of the Northwest Crossroads Conference. As we've heard the starting 5 for both sides, we get ready for Game 2 of this doubleheader from Crown Point High School in Sectional 1. As we mentioned, Crown Point cruised to a win against Hammond Central. They're going to be sitting and watching as they're 2-0 against these 2 teams. But as me and Doug discussed in Game 1, anything can happen in this time of year where it's one and done.
I'm kind of looking around, seeing if I see Crown Point hanging out. They might be in the classroom somewhere watching our stream, eating some pizza or something. But I'm sure they're around somewhere.
Troy Jarrett wins the tip. Munster will start off with the ball. Johnson. Malloy crossover. Kroenke staying with them.
Yeah, what you're going to get out of a Munster team coached by Coach Hackett is a very patient. He has no problem running
3-pointer straight away, left short. And LC clears it. A lot of energy in this gym. Kroenke transition 3. And it's an early miss for the senior. Malloy, a good shooter himself. Jarrett, mid-range. Inside the line, it rolls down.
Nice shot there by Jarrett. Got a good-sized young man.
6'4", junior, athletic. He looks like he's built solid.
Yeah.
He's right in the middle of that zone defense for the Mustangs.
He looks like a young junior, too. He looks like a young kid.
And he just stole the ball away. Jarrett against Enyart, spin move. Player falls on him, no foul call, but Troy Jarrett with a 4-0 run.
Nice use of the head fake there again, going off 2 feet.
Watch Mason Darrow do it for a whole 32 minutes in Game 1. Side, that's a pretty good idea.
Yeah, good strong move. Well-coached teams.
LC finally attacking. They get it out. Kroenke thought about a 3.
Yeah. Coach Sexton mentioned he wants to get paint touches. We talked about it. There's one there. But he doesn't want to live and die by that 3-point line. He knows better.
Aguilera with an awkward pass. Martinez open. Off to the right was his 3. Couple awkward possessions for LC to start off this game. And Jarrett is fouled. Troy Jarrett has come out motivated in this sectional game.
He's playing quick, playing aggressive. I like that spin move. Defense was just a little touch late getting there.
So that's the first foul. It will be pinned on Noah Enyart. Might be the last person you want to see pick up an early foul if you're an LC fan. Good defense. Kroenke got his hand on it as Malloy raised up, and then Malloy was touching the ball with his foot out of bounds.
Yeah, when he caught it, he brought it down. You can see Coach Hackett making that motion. He brought it down and then came up. He should have just kept it up by his chin, went up the score. He had 2 points.
Mike Hackett, the 2025 NCC Coach of the Year.
He's got a couple of those plaques in the hallway, I bet.
A legendary coach. Wide open, down low. What a find by Noah Inyert, finding Jacob Billmeyer.
Nice little play there. That's a little drag play. You pull up the wing with the dribble and then find the guy coming in behind him.
Jarrett was able to recover the loose ball, and Noah Inyert tripped him up. That's the second foul on Noah Inyert, the leading scorer of this Indians team. And immediately after the foul call, Evan Geller has gone to the scorer's table. Inyert will head out.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, your Coach Sexton, you can't fault his effort. I mean, he got down after a loose ball, but
well, that's good news for Munster.
Certainly is.
Sometimes all it takes is one big run in the first quarter, and that could set sails for a cruise of a win. I don't think we're going to see that here in this game.
He was held.
Alex Johnson.
Johnson was held as he made his diagonal cut.
He wanted a foul call. Palms up in the air, running down the floor.
He wanted a little pass interference there.
Martinez to the block. He floats it. His shot was left short. Good defense by Johnson.
That's a 2-foot stop move there. He's got to make. I don't like that floater move.
Caleb Bird in the game for Munster. Turn around, and it's off the backboard.
That's not a good shot.
That was Dominic Alvarez. Geller, one more pass. Billmeyer had the ball slapped away from him.
I thought it was really good defense there by Munster. That Jarrett again, he stopped that dribble penetration, and a dribble penetrator kind of hit him like a brick wall, didn't he? That's a strong young man.
He's solid. Cut. Billmeyer, great cut, good pass. He gets two more.
Yeah, that's a. So
the way that
Coach Hackett's son, he's an assistant coach, calling out of bounds plays, and sorry, Dad. He said, sorry, Dad.
Yeah, with Inyert out of the game, they might rely heavily on Billmeyer, who just got the steal, and Billmeyer will run down the floor for a layup. He has 6 points for the Indians.
Got a little sloppy there. Like you said, you got to play through. You got to play 32 minutes of focused basketball. You have a sloppy spell, that could hurt you quick.
Well, Billmeyer is off to a really good start in this sectional 1 game. 6 points for LC, all scored by their senior, with their leading scorer off the floor. And if they can continue to play this high brand of basketball with Inyert on the bench, he might look more like a closer at the end of the game.
Well, I'm sure Coach Sexton will get him back out there as soon as they can. He's their horse, but as long as you can compete and keep it close with him on the bench, you'll take it.
Early on, LC looked sloppy on offense, but they're able to put the puzzle together pretty quickly, and they've been able to go on a little bit of a run here. Let's see what Munster comes out with after the 30-second timeout. Andrew Mile with Doug Nelson on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Lake Central's playing a really, I love the man-to-man, in-your-face defense, denying wings, denying one pass away.
Johnson.
Nice move.
Nice pass. Jarrett with the layup.
Nice dump.
We have 12 points in this game. 6 by Jarrett and 6 by Billmeyer. That was a really good find by Malloy. You have to respect his game as a scorer. You also got to be aware that he's a pretty fancy passer.
Yeah, most like Munster's man-to-man now. They got out of that zone.
And Jarrett at the top with Geller.
Nice cut.
It looks like LC did not expect Munster to run a man-to-man.
Oh, they're running a little stagger stuff. That's a nice move.
There's a three coming off a screen, and put way too much air on that one. Bird to Jarrett. Jarrett with 6 points. That's Malloy. Jarrett goes around Geller, and the ball poked away.
That's got to be a foul. That's got to be something. He got swiped as he's dribbling and as he went up with the ball.
That was Aguilera making the good defensive play. Aguilera receives the pass over by the volleyball line, right at the top of the Crown Point logo.
It's usually a high-low look. Right there. He's got him pinned.
Jarrett trying to get around the much bigger Geller, and they'll put a foul on the leading scorer of Munster.
Coach Hackett says, if you're going to call that down there, you better call it over here, too. Knew that was coming eventually.
Hackett a couple of steps away from the Munster bench.
Coach Sexton, we had Coach Sexton at the Portage game. He got a tech for being out of the box. I'm sure he's kind of like, hey, maybe in 30 years I'll earn that, right? Coach Hackett's earned that. He can be out of the box a little bit, I guess. I don't know.
Sexton currently not happy with his team after a unforced turnover.
Yeah, Coach Sexton got maybe the quickest technical I've seen in a while. Portage, Lake Central. First quarter, he got tech, so he had to sit the entire game.
Was that the game you did with Wally for when they honored
with Coach Turpa?
Coach Turpa.
I'm not sure if that was that game or not.
Malloy being guarded tightly by Billmeyer. Wherever he goes, he's sticking with them. Coming off a screen, three-pointer, and Johnson can't convert the straightaway look.
That's a look that Coach Hackett's good with, man. That's again, they're running kind of the same look off the swing, and then they run a stagger, little Iverson cut here.
Using all the terminology, I don't know if I've ever heard of an Iverson cut.
Yeah, that's when you have a four high, and the wings kind of switch, or they kind of come out and catch it on the wing. But I love watching the post defense. We talked about how physical this game is going to be. Watch the guys down on the block, man. They're working.
Bird, Jarrett, head of steam, and he went right into a brick wall that is Evan Geller, and the ball bounced off his right knee.
I'm telling you, they're letting him play. They're letting him play. As long as you do that for 32 minutes, then the kids know what's going to come. That they're good with that.
Good defense early on between these two teams.
Yeah,
just
I love
6 points apiece.
Yeah.
Very different from what we saw in the first game. That was an air ball. Ooh.
Yeah, that's not the look that Coach Sexton wants.
Jarrett went baseline. His pass is intercepted. Hayden Becker with the steal. Numbers game for LC. Geller wide open down low. He just turns around, kisses it off the window.
Yeah, that was Jarrett's guy. Somebody's got to pick him up. Somebody's got to pick up the guy in transition D. It's kind of a scramble drill. You just got to find someone.
Couple empty possessions for Munster. Down the lane, and a foul will be called.
A lot of bodies on the floor this game.
Victor Garamato will go to the line. No one picked him up. He caught it at the top of the key, went right down the lane, and it led to a foul. They pinned that one on David Aguilera.
I love and I've said it the first game. I'm going to say it a lot tonight, but I do love the paint touches. I love them.
Yes.
They're just it's a sledge match out there. Guys
Especially
working.
In the modern game of basketball, everyone is in love with the three-point ball. Transition threes, come off a screen. Instead of going into that paint, and good things happen when you go in to out.
Right. And Munster's only shooting at 32% from the three-point line, and Lake Central's also shooting 32%. So if I'm that, I want to get the ball inside, take that higher percentage shot, maybe get to the free throw line.
Get some guys in foul trouble.
Right.
Where you saw Noah Inyart, the leading scorer of LC, head off the floor. He's been out for a while now. Martinez on the right wing. Jarrett sticking with them. Billmeyer, 6 points for LC out of the 8. Crossover. He rises up off the left iron. Falls into the lap of Johnson.
And this could be the first team to 30 wins. A little different pace than the first game, huh?
Ground Point scored 70 points with ease. Offensive foul.
I don't understand. He's getting mugged coming across the lane.
Troy Jarrett got off to an incredible start for Munster. And now he has 2 fouls on him, has committed some turnovers.
Yeah, look at Coach Hackett. Jarrett was getting held as he tried to cut across the lane.
Yeah, we saw that earlier even with Alex Johnson where he was held, had an open layup, and then he ran down the floor with palms up.
It's always kind of like the second guy gets caught. You know what I mean? It's one of those.
We'll see if the referees start calling those as the game goes along.
Yeah, see if Lake Central holds it for one here as well.
8-7 score, 23 seconds, no shot clock in the IHSAA. LC has not moved beyond that volleyball line. Now they put it into the hands of Billmeyer.
I think they're going to run a baseline runner here.
Billmeyer dribbling with the left hand, spin move in the lane. He rises, and what a finish by Billmeyer.
Nice move.
Munster will have to hoist one up from the volleyball line. It's off the iron. What an impressive first quarter for the senior Jacob Billmeyer. He scored 8 out of the 10 for LC. The Indians maintain a 3-point lead. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
We'd like to remind everyone that tonight's video stream is powered by Absolute Power Systems in Griffith, providing exceptional service for industrial engines, pumps, and generator power systems. For more info, visit AbsolutePowerSystems.com. Absolute Power Systems, powering your business absolutely. Andrew Mild with Doug Nelson. Doug, what was your initial thoughts after the first quarter came to a close?
I just love the physicality. We talked about it. I said, as long as the officials let it be consistent, let them play that way for 4 quarters, it's going to be a good ball game. But this is going to be a rock fight. It's going to be ugly stuff.
Aguilera pulls up from downtown and swishes it.
That's a big shot.
The largest lead for either team. 6-point lead for the Indians.
Yeah, if they can start hitting from the perimeter, that would really help them.
Been very quiet from Josh Malloy, the leading scorer for Munster. There's a grab of Caleb Bird, and Bird will go to the line as Kroenke grabbed him.
Bird's a pretty strong kid. Yeah, good paint touch. But if Aguilera gets going, I saw him play, like I mentioned, I saw him play against Portage. He's kind of a streaky guy. You know, you mentioned that they're kind of hot or cold. And if he gets going, they're going to be pretty tough.
Yeah, Bird on the year, 7 points per game. He led the team in assists with 3.8. He just missed the front end of his free throws. And their major win against Whiting of 84-37, their highest scoring total of the year. Bird, 7 points, 6 assists, 4 steals.
Good line.
Very good line.
Good balanced line there.
Especially for your starting point guard. Getting everyone involved, trying to carry some momentum into sectional play. Munster always a threat to go on a good run at this time of year. LC leading by 5 as Bird went 1 for 2. Billmeyer, top of the key. Goes into the corner. Kroenke around his man, back to the top. Martinez loses the ball as Bird records a steal.
Might have just tried to do too much there, I think.
An offensive foul. No, they're going to call a block. We have one.
That? The ref on the sideline was calling a charge. You see that?
That's exactly what I saw. And LC was even arguing that he made the offensive foul call.
Yeah. Yeah, the official on the side called a charge.
So Guaramato will go to the line for a couple. Or went to the line earlier.
Got to take advantage of getting to the free throw line.
And that's also been an issue for the Mustangs at times. Just shooting 71% at the line. Same for LC, 67%.
We talked about that. It's just across the board, man. It's really hard to find good, balanced, good free throw shooting teams.
It's amazing to me how many of these players will get into the gym and shoot some threes, but never get to the free throw line to finish their touch.
They shoot their 10 and say, I'm good. You gotta. It takes 100 more of those, buddy.
Made 6 out of 10, but he made 3 in a row to close it out.
Yeah. Nice
Geller,
pick and roll move.
And nothing but glass. Munster has a chance to make this a single possession game as Malloy spin move pulls up at the elbow. Can't get the look.
He had Jared over in the corner.
Geller airballed the 3 earlier, thought about it.
Sorry, Bird. He had Bird in the corner. Could have dumped it off.
Martinez went up for a 3 and then dribbled the ball. Martinez gets the ball back. Malloy went to close out on him. And LC will reset the offense as the Munster fans wanted a call. And
you can't do that. That's a travel. I mean, you literally, it's something you can't do.
LC turns the ball over. Munster with another opportunity, only at 9 points.
He's getting held. See the back cuts. They're
Johnson
holding. Yeah.
With the layup after a good back cut. And you're right, you've seen a lot of jerseys being tugged by LC.
Right, we mentioned that it's very competitive and physical. Coach Sexton's getting a timeout here, but
he was not happy what he saw from his defense. And he is calling a full timeout. We'll take a 30-second break. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Have you heard? Stratton-Manteau was voted Best of the Region 2025 in several categories, including Best Caterer, Deli, Flower Shop, Food and Grocery Delivery, Fried Chicken, Place to Buy Produce, Place to Buy Seafood, Loyalty Program, and Grocery Store. We're proud to be recognized by our community, and we're committed to continuing to deliver the variety, value, and convenience you deserve. See for yourself what it means to be the best when you shop at Stratton-Manteau.
Be sure to stay connected with all things Region Sports by supporting and following us on social media. We're always active on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, and online at regionsports.com. Celebrating over 25 years, we're proud to still be the only game in town. Andrew Mile with Doug Nelson of Game 2 of our doubleheader. And Doug, LC was not very happy from what they saw in their defense before this full timeout.
Yeah, they're getting kind of spread out. If you're gonna play hard nose in your face man-to-man defense, you got to have a lot of ball pressure.
Right.
So it makes it tough for the passer. He's got to worry about you in front of him rather than being able to concentrate on the cutter. So they got to pick up their ball pressure and again, playing that's exhausting. Playing the style of defense that they're playing. That's why you're seeing the grabbing. You know what I mean? But your legs start getting a little tired, you start grabbing, and that's why maybe Coach Sexton. That's why you got a full time out there.
In which the referees are allowing that to happen pretty often here in the early parts of our contest. We'll see if that continues to be in favor of LC. They're up by 2.
Right on the dribble drive with a dunker spot. You got Lake Central right there as a post player.
Bill Meyer on the right block, trying to create separation. He can't. Shot missed. Ball tipped into the arms of Johnson.
Yeah, they were running a 4-out with Bellmeyer just waiting to post up.
Malloy got the pass off. Corner 3. It's drained.
I really think, Andrew, that Munster, again, with the 2 seniors, you've got a bunch of guys that are unsure. You can see even how he reacted when he made that shot. You know what I mean? It's just the first time making those big shots in big games, and I think they're just going to get better, Munster.
Alvarez gives Munster the lead. Geller misses the 3. There's a cut. Mid-range shot. Off to the right. Still a good look for Bird.
That's a great look. And, another thing I'm noticing is they don't really spend a whole lot of time on the offensive glass. Munster's getting back on D, 5 guys.
Yes.
They're not really hitting the offensive rebound very much.
Martinez for the lead. One and done for LC in that possession.
Yeah, I think points are going to be tough to come by here tonight.
Malloy lost it, regained it. Bird from downtown. No.
Again, those are good shots, man. I mean, you're taking the shot, but...
You're right, though. After the shot, you see a herd of Mustangs go back. There's only one Munster player on the other side of the floor.
No pun intended, right?
Right. No offensive foul call as Malloy hits the ground hard after taking a bump from Billmeyer. And
he got a bench warning.
Yeah, bench warning on Munster. And Hackett.
It's not on Mike. It's on the assistant coach, I believe.
Right. It's one of his assistants. They're both sitting right next to each other, so we're not sure. There's 3 of them.
Yeah. Coach Hackett said, that wasn't me, man. That was me.
Yeah, Hackett.
Yeah, everybody started pointing fingers. It was
Right.
him. It's like getting in trouble with your brothers.
Yeah, Hackett was on the far side of the Munster bench. But the next time it will be a technical foul on Munster. Bird, crossover, Bird to the cup.
Yeah, he gets downhill, man. He's tough. He's hard to keep in front of you.
LC, as Doug mentioned, looked fatigued. As you got to remember that this is a humid gym after the rain that came through Northwest Indiana right before the Crown Point Hammond Central game at around 5:30.
Yeah, and as more people come in, it's getting warmer.
Yes.
We felt some flow up here earlier. I don't really feel it right now. Nice pass. There you go.
Bill Meyer cleans up the mess after Kroenke shot it from another zip code. Yeah, you and I both got the sleeves rolled up.
Yeah.
16-15, Munster holding on by 1. Getting into the late stages of the first half.
Nice
head fake. Johnson, layup. Geller bit hard, and Johnson went around traffic.
He did. Again, I love those paint touches, and they're trying to get as much as they can, but then you're not a factor right now.
Pick and roll, Geller. Cross court pass. A missed shot by Aguilera, and the fans wanted a foul. Malloy in transition lays it up with the right hand. Timeout, Indians.
Yeah, that's a nice run from Munster. Like you said, Lake Central looks tired.
They do.
They look physically tired right now.
And Noah Inyart has been on the bench for most of this first half. We have not seen him play in the second quarter.
You can't risk it. You don't want him to get that third foul in the first half, and unless Coach Sexton absolutely has to, he's going to stay on the bench.
So the 30-second timeout will stay right here. And Munster's offense was starting to really look like it was slowing down, but they really found something after a timeout by Coach Hackett, and they're looking pretty good to close out this second quarter.
Well, we talked a little bit about it pregame, about having size like that, and the problem, the backside of that is you got to guard somebody too.
Yes.
And right now they found that mismatch, Munster did, and they're taking the big guys to the paint. That little head fake or they're getting around people, and right now, you got to play defense without your hands. And
they've been attacking Geller, who's 6'5", but when he's trying to guard someone around the perimeter, that's the last place he should be.
Yeah, and he also shouldn't be trying to jump a block a three-point shot either. He should stay on his feet and kind of keep the ball in front of you.
The Indians, after the 30-second timeout on the wrong side of a Munster run, Geller has a mismatch down low against Johnson.
Yeah.
That's a whole 4 inches difference.
If that's a play that Coach Sexton called out of a timeout, they got to make a point of it to get him the ball. That's their advantage. Look at him.
They finally get it to him on the left block. He's on the ball high.
Kind of dig down there. There's a good move.
There it is.
Good, strong move.
Geller with the baby hook gets 2 points. He's up to 4.
So, like you said, if you have the size, you better take advantage of it because down here he's a liability right there. See that?
Johnson gets bumped by Geller. He gets the bucket. An and one play for number 3.
Yeah, he's gonna. That's kind of the chess match right now. They're running very similar offenses. Coach Hackett and Coach Sexton, and they're running stuff that's very, very, very similar to each other. And again, like we said, they're very, very well coached, both programs, and they're picking up on mismatches.
Johnson at 6 points. And this offense has become pretty simple for Munster, just going right after Geller. Geller gets the rebound after the missed free throw from Johnson. 5-point game, a minute to go.
They're going right back to it.
And a man goes down for Munster. Geller in the post, and that is an easy 2 points for the senior.
Yeah, your help side has got to be right there to help in the post right now, and dare him to beat you from the perimeter.
LC coming with a zone now on Munster, and Geller tried to work through Johnson. He has just committed his second foul. So now both big men for LC are in foul trouble in this first half.
Yeah. I think they said that's their team's 4th foul, but I was wondering, from our vantage point, it's hard to see team fouls. But
the team fouls is on the scoreboard on the other side on the same wall.
Right. You got to get it in.
They got the pass in just in time, under a minute. Behind the back, Alvarez looks up, sees the clock. Malloy. Back to Alvarez, the junior.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm really surprised they got Alex Johnson posting up inside. Get him on the perimeter and make him guard on the outside.
Johnson now on the perimeter.
See if Munster holds for the last shot here, Andrew.
Might be trying to take some momentum into the halftime locker room. They look like the better team in the back half of the second quarter. Johnson, right wing, and miscommunication, a turnover. Bird cut, and the ball was not going in the same direction as Bird.
Enyart's coming in for this last possession.
So a little offense after some defense for LC as Geller will head out as he was able to score on the block a few times. Usually those are the plays they're running for Noah Enyart.
I'll tell you what, Geller's going to sleep well tonight.
Yes.
He's working on both ends of the floor.
Bigger guy than Enyart. Enyart more of an athletic big. 11 seconds. Enyart receives it and a travel. Aguilera took a few too many steps, and with 7.8 seconds left, Hackett has one more chance to add on to his lead.
They're going to get Enyart off the floor.
So Geller with a quick breather, back on the floor.
Coach Hackett got a little cheap timeout there, a little NBA timeout.
5 seconds. Bird, downhill, stops, almost traveled. He turns around, hoists it. Nothing but air to close out the first half. What a thrilling, physical, hard brand of basketball we saw from both teams to close out the first 16 minutes. Me and Doug will step aside, Commissioner's Corner for you, and they'll come back, break down the first half, get you set for the second. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Hey, welcome into the Commissioner's Corner. It's our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. I'm Brendan King. Paul, great time of year. You just wrapped up the girls basketball state finals over at Gamebridge Fieldhouse. Process kind of resets now with the boys sectionals getting going, regionals soon, and then the state finals at the end of March. So let's just recap everything we saw from the girls' side. I know great attendance, some good ball games. How'd everything shake out in downtown Indy?
Well, anytime we're with our partners at Gamebridge Fieldhouse, the Pacer Sports Entertainment, it's a great weekend, and it didn't disappoint. You know, we had 8 teams make the pilgrimage in Indianapolis and get to play in the best basketball facility in the country. And so we had the morning session, the 1 and 2A games weren't as close as we would like, but I think they were still competitive games. And so then we took a little break and came back for the 3 and 4A game, and those both were barn burners and really great attendance and good weekend to celebrate girls high school basketball in this great state.
Yeah, obviously things finished up for an undefeated season for Center Grove, which is spectacular. Obviously, we saw what Belmont did in 3A. But, you know, you're giving out the medals, and I know it's a yearly occurrence, but what's it like for you just to see the faces when you present those medals and the celebration ensues? Because that's what's special of everything.
Yeah, it's first of all, I've given out a few medals in my career here at the IHSAA, and it never disappoints. I mean, it's certainly if they put the red one around their neck, they wish it was the blue. But as time moves on, they understand the accomplishment that team had, even though if they were in second place that day. But then to see the people, the student athletes get the medal, but the ones that I really enjoy are the bus drivers and the athletic trainers and the people that are around the team that have probably spent a lifetime within that school community. And today is their day to be able to celebrate with their girls, their coaches, and their town. And so it's really special to see those adults receive those medals also.
Sectional round of the boys tournament well underway, the regional round coming up here soon. And Paul, I know this is your wheelhouse. I mean, the hardwood is where you played on when your high school basketball career, and a lot of memories created. What is it about this time of year? And like you said, everybody plays a role, bus drivers, athletic trainers, student managers. But when you're actually getting to play in these high intense situations, what's that like?
Well, I think that's what you do. I mean, that's why you practice the game, why you love the game. And there's so many life lessons that people learn through the process of competing that carry them through the rest of their life. I often talk about those lessons being transformational, and they are transformational, but they're also transferable into everything else these student athletes are going to do. And many of them would not achieve great things without the ability to grow up in an education-based athletic system. And I'm so proud of the work that our coaches do and our communities do to help these students have a platform to grow.
You have any specific memories from playing in the sectional round and, just what that's like? Because oftentimes people say sectional is the hardest, section of this tournament to win.
Well, we didn't have a lot of success when I played, but, it was the prep where you got on the bus and you got to go practice at the facility and you had a special meal. Oftentimes people that had played at the school and past coaches, past athletes come back and speak to those sectional team. It's really everything that goes into preparing for that week. And, the game is important, but the memories are just as strong about everything else that goes into that preparation.
It's a lot happening this time of year. Of course, again, the girls basketball state tournament wrapping up. The boys basketball state tournament is just getting into its moments of intensity. And then we've also got girls gymnastics regionals coming up, followed by the girls gymnastics state finals. Those will be on March the 14th at Worthen Arena over at Ball State University. Paul, always love talking hoop. We appreciate it, and we'll talk to you again next week.
We'll talk to you soon, Brendan.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig, and thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
You're watching coverage of the 2026 Indiana High School Basketball Tournament on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. Andrew Mild with Doug Nelson, under 5 minutes until halftime is over, and we get to the second half of a thrilling contest thus far between Munster and LC. And Doug, in the pregame show, you described this game as a bit of a slugfest.
Yeah.
And as we watched it, it lived up to the billing. You hit the nail right on the head.
Yeah, again, I kind of, from knowing these programs and knowing these coaches, it was going to be nothing. There's no easy baskets here tonight. And points are going to be hard to come by. Kind of old school Doolin Conference basketball.
Yes.
But, yeah, when you have two teams, again, I think that, as Munster sticks around, they're going to believe more. As you said, last time they played, it was a 30-point game for Lake Central.
Yes.
So, but they were really hot from the three-point line that night. But I just don't, I think the more that Coach Hackett's group sticks around, that the longer they're going to believe they have a chance to win. And with only two seniors, that's sometimes for young guys, that's part of the small victories, just believing you can do there.
Well, looking at the numbers, unofficial stats from Rico, LC shot 1 for 7 from downtown. And without Noah Inyart, a couple of three balls to roll down would have really helped them. And for Munster, they were able to just wear them down.
Yeah, again, with the style of offense that they run, that's the one reason why you run that offense.
Yes. We
run a little bit of 5-out and a lot of cutters and back cuts and handoffs and that kind of thing, and the defense keeps moving, and that eventually takes its toll.
Looking at scores from around sectional play tonight in sectional 1 and 2. It's a scoreboard update courtesy of your neighborhood Strachan Van Til. Shop online for delivery or curbside pickup at strachanvantil.com. For Valpo and Hobart, it's a final. The Vikings win by 10 over the Brickies. They'll play for a sectional title tomorrow. And from here at Crown Point, the Bulldogs blew out Hammond Central 76-24. At the end of the first quarter, the host Trojans lead the Maryville Pirates 13-7. And Doug, you said off air that Chesterton should not be sleeping on Maryville. They were playing some good basketball there at the end of the 2026 season.
Yeah, no question. Their record's very deceiving. They got some guys back from injury, and again, I think I think Chesterton will pull it out at the end, but I think that you can't look past them at all.
Well, for Coach Sexton, as both teams arrive from their locker room, he's in a bit of a predicament. Both his big men in foul trouble. Noah Inyart, his leading scorer, and Evan Geller, who played a lot of the minutes in that first half. He looked exhausted by the time that final buzzer sounded.
Yeah, again, he plays major minutes, but he was the focal point of their inside game. It'd be interesting maybe to see Lake Central play zone maybe.
Yes.
To kind of relieve some of that pressure a little bit, but we'll see how they go and see if they trust their players to stay out of foul trouble.
For Munster, I was really impressed by the play of Caleb Bird. We didn't say Josh Malloy's name a whole lot in that first half, but Bird picked up his scoring pace. He made some good passes and some good defensive plays.
He did. He was hard to keep in front of you. He was really good job of getting north-south, getting downhill, and getting to the rim and getting those paint touches we've been talking about all night. But another player that Andrew that will have a big second half is Troy Jarrett.
Yes.
When he was in there, he was very effective, and he got his 2 fouls pretty quickly as well. So we'll see who can hold off that 5th foul the longest, and because I don't think they're going to change their style. I think it's going to be, again, I know I joked about it, but the first 1 to 30 wins, that might be the night.
Let's look at our awards that we'll hand out at the end of tonight's game. We have the Crowd Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowd Companies, proud to recognize the superheroes on the basketball court. Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. And they proud to be Union Play of the Game, and that is sponsored by Ironworkers Local 395. To find out how you can become a Union Iron Worker, visit ironworkers395.com. I thought we were going to have ourselves a clear-cut winner in the first game when MJ Wilson went for that 180 dunk.
He's going to end up on social media. Maybe not the page he wants to be on, but he showed up.
So what is the nastiest dunk that you've ever seen in person?
In person? I don't know. Like I told you, back when I was in middle school, and I'm showing my age here, but I saw when I was I'm a Portage grad, and we played in the semi-state, and Concord was there with Sean Kemp.
Ooh.
So, yeah, I saw him poster about the entire town of Norwell. But, yeah, that was pretty impressive. He was, you want to talk about a man-child. He was the man-child.
I'd say one of my favorite dunks I've ever seen was when Patrick Williams dunked on, I believe it was Zubats, when he was with the Clippers. I was behind the basket when it happened. Back out of the break, Munster leading by 3, 22-19. They start off with the ball.
And Lake Central did come out in his zone.
Bird, 3, rolls off. Good ball movement, creates some separation. Bird couldn't make Elsie pay.
Yeah, good inside-outside look, but Lake Central, as I mentioned, come on that zone trying to protect those guys in foul trouble. Also, they don't got to chase the cutters around so much. It's kind of conservation of energy here for a little bit.
LC, a team that typically doesn't go too deep into their bench. And Noah Inyart ran right into the back of Billmeyer. Miscommunication there. Billmeyer goes into a paint touch, works around to the other block, and Billmeyer finishes.
Nice strong move.
Billmeyer led all scorers with 10 points at the end of the first half. He's now at a dozen.
Lake Central back man-to-man now.
Giving Munster some different looks.
Yeah, give him something to think about.
Bird. Skip pass to the corner. Alvarez hit a 3 earlier. Now he finds Jarrett.
Oh, nice cut.
Good cut. Johnson spin move.
Yep.
Johnson and 1.
That was a nice cut. It was a curl cut. It wasn't necessarily the same to just fill up to the wing. That was a nice curl cut that Munster did off the ball there. That was really nice.
Curl cut by Alex Johnson. Gets him to the line for another 3-point play.
And a nice pass. He gave him the pass early enough, too, where he can get ready for the contact.
Johnson drains the free throw. That was a bit of a problem for Munster in the first half, going 3 for 7 at the line. They lead by 4. Back and forth game between these two blue bloods in the region. LC playing from behind. And your head of steam. He's on the board.
Yeah, nice little dribble handoff action there. Kind of a set-in screen. Wasn't an actual screen, just kind of around people.
And you look like a bull in a china shop once he turned that corner. And Bird loses the ball. One-on-one, a foul, bodies colliding as Cooper Kroenke was hit hard by Bird.
Yeah, good hustle to get back, though. Wasn't giving up a free layup.
And Kroenke sensed it coming. As we said, both teams struggle from the free throw line this year. Kroenke just a 60% free throw shooter. If he hits these two, the game would be tied. First one goes down with ease for the senior. Kroenke averaging 8 points. A good defender in his own right. 2 steals per game.
There was a little sloppy possession down there by Munster that led to that. We talked about that earlier.
Kroenke goes 2 for 2. We're tied at 25. Winner will get Crown Point tomorrow for a sectional championship opportunity. Malloy trying to get separation, and he floated away and missed the shot. Billmeyer's taking with him. Billmeyer in transition, finished around Jarrett. The Munster sees an opportunity. They had numbers, but Hackett wanted to call a timeout. LC has come out on fire, and they have retaken the lead. They lead by 2.
Yeah, that was a poor shot selection down on the other end by Munster, which led to the possession here. And that probably should have been and one. I mean, there was some contact there, but yeah, Coach Hackett, try to nip it in the bud right now. Be patient. You're getting great shots. That was a forced shot there.
I want to give out some credit for Jacob Billmeyer and his incredibly good defense. He's been assigned to Josh Malloy, and Josh Malloy just looks flustered. He can't get around him.
Yeah, that was, again, really good feat, but Malloy's just got to stay within himself and share the basketball. Other guys, as you mentioned, has really stepped up here tonight.
After the 30-second timeout, both teams back on the floor. 5:45 left in the third. The Indians up by 2. We've seen a couple of lead changes. Bird picks up the dribble. Bird had the ball ripped away, recovered it, and finished with the left hand.
Yeah, got a little sloppy on defense, or a little undisciplined. We talked about that disciplined defense. He reached and got off balance, and he got taken to the hole.
So we're tied again at 27. Aguilera with a lot of dribbles. Enyart finally on the board after going scoreless in the first half. Enyart down the lane. Wild shot. Offensive rebound. Crowd by Billmeyer. And he feeds his big man.
Yeah, scorers are going to score. If you're Munster, you got to know where he's at.
LC edges out in front once again. Munster trying to respond. Stumbling was Alvarez, able to bring in the ball. Malloy attacks. Alvarez dribbling with the left hand. On the wing, gets into the post. Bad pass. Jarrett falls down on the ground. It's a wrestle for the basketball. The thumbs go up, and LC has the possession arrow.
Yeah, just a couple sloppy possessions. They ran the ball. When you run the ball to the on the wing and you dribble at the corner, he's got a choice. He can do the dribble handoff or go back door. He chose to go back door, which left the ball by itself, and it kind of got unbalanced, and they got a little sloppy.
4.5 minutes. Couple of empty possessions for Munster. Skip pass. Kroenke downtown. That would have been huge for LC. Instead, Munster breathes a sigh of relief, keeping it at a one-possession game.
Yeah, we talked about, Munster will give up that shot with both teams shooting about 30%.
Johnson split the defenders but couldn't finish the backwards layup. Bird thought he had a steal.
Nice.
It's a body just fighting for that ball is with Malloy, and I believe they called a travel on Malloy.
Yeah, he kind of rolled over with the ball.
Diving out like Superman to get that ball away.
That's why we've said points are going to be so hard to come by here, and I think both teams understand that.
4 minutes left in the third. LC trying to slow down this game a bit discombobulated on this possession. Kroenke, it's a big free throws to tie the game. Going to the other side of the floor.
Yeah, Munster's in a little matchup zone. And it finds what happens is you find a mismatch down low.
Billmeyer, the lead scorer for this team, had no one on him, and he'll take the 2 points to get him in the 16.
Yeah, that's a lack of communication. Just the fact that Enyart's on the court, Munster's got to know where he's at all the time, and their defense looks a little discombobulated.
Jarrett almost slipped. Get that pivot foot. 16 out of 31 points by Jacob Billmeyer. Spin move. Bird to the cup.
You see Coach Sexton's reaction. He's like, we can't keep him in front of him. We can't stay in front of that guy.
Caleb Bird with 7 points. And that might be your play of the game, depending on how this game goes.
Yeah.
Now Bird in the chest of Aguilera. He was uncomfortable. Martinez. Kroenke.
Nice cut. That was a really nice cut.
Billmeyer in the post. It rolls off the rim. And
strong.
Alvarez slipped. Thought maybe he was hurt. Transition 3. And Malloy can't make LC pay. That would have given Munster a 1-point lead.
He needs a basket just for emotional spirit.
A pile of humanity, and ends up in the arms of Enyart.
Look at the bodies.
I'm seeing Alvarez just slipping. It's just getting hotter and hotter in this gym, and that floor is getting slippier and slippier.
I don't know if he's slipping or limping. I think he's got a...
Maybe that's what it is,
He's got a gimpy knee right now.
He's in pain.
Yeah.
Johnson in the post. He missed the point-blank shots. Yeah, Alvarez trying to get back, and he's in a lot of pain. And he was able to tip that pass away from Enyart. They'll finally get a substitution for the junior.
Yeah, I see a lot of tired bodies on the court right now. See Coach Hackett looking down the bench trying to say, who's going to bring some life? Somebody's got to give me 2 minutes here.
Well, Gavin Green just went in the Munster student section on the far side of the gym from us was electric for him.
Yeah, they erupted. It's like having the walk-on the court.
Kroenke with the take. He has 2 points added to his total.
Munster's got to be careful here. The points are so hard to come by. You don't want to get too far behind.
Green, baseline. Green up and under. Can't finish. Jarrett got the rebound. He was hit by Noah Enyart. The 3rd foul on the LC leading scorer.
Yeah, he had a left-hand layup. I don't know why felt like he had to do a reverse layup there.
Yeah, a little up and under for Gavin Green, averaging 1.6 points. Jarrett got off to an incredible start, scored the first 6 points for Munster, and he's been scoreless ever since. First of 2, crawled off the rim. LC going on a bit of a run here. Jarrett goes 0 for 2.
Can't have those empty possessions. If they're working so hard, to get that shot, you just can't do that.
Enyart. Foul by Malloy.
The official called him on the ground. They're gonna take that out underneath the basket.
That's the second foul the first foul on Josh Malloy. Kroenke will inbound it from down low. 91 seconds. Geller back in the game. Enyart, top of the key, handoff. Kroenke from the top of the key, 3. He gets the friendly roll.
Yeah, big shot there. Nice little run here for Lake Central.
9-point game. Minute 15. Guaramato. Tough shot. Gets it to go.
Nice answer there.
Guaramato, 7.9 points per game this year. He's now up to 4 points.
Yeah, just Enyart being on the court.
Kroenke missed the 3. Ball on the hardwood. And a jump ball will be called. This time the yellow arrow belongs to Munster. And LC is going to throw a towel to the very top of the perimeter for this side.
Yeah, it might take more than one. We as you mentioned, there was guys sliding and limping. It's going to be a battle of who wants it more here. A little will and grit.
7-point game. And with 52 seconds, Munster could go 2 for 1 here and possibly make this a one-possession game again.
2 for 1, but that's a shot clock talk. Lake Central back in that 2-3 zone.
Goramato thought about shooting the 3. Decided to move it. Munster taking their time.
They got a high-low look if they want it. If they can get it to Jarrett in the high post, number 3 is open on the short corner.
Goramato, they're just playing catch.
Yeah, right
Find
there.
it to the short corner. Back up top, Bird, skip pass. Goramato, 3, off. Johnson.
You got time.
Got the rebound. Possession stays alive for Munster. 5 seconds. Bird attacking the teeth. Good pass down low. And what a play. Caleb Bird finds Troy Jarrett. And that's a good finish to the third quarter for Munster. But LC wins that third quarter. They lead by 5 going into the final 8 minutes. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
We'd like to remind everyone that tonight's video stream is powered by Absolute Power Systems in Griffith, providing exceptional service for industrial engines, pumps, and generator power systems. For more info, visit AbsolutePowerSystems.com. Absolute Power Systems, powering your business absolutely. Andrew Mild and Doug Nelson reaching the fourth quarter. And LC, they found some answers, and it helped that Noah Inyart was able to stay on the floor for a whole quarter, Doug.
Yeah, absolutely. Gosh, if nothing else, like I said, Munster just got to know where he's at. You know, and when he did get the ball, he was electric. He made things happen, and the defense kind of swarmed to him like a bug light. But yeah, there's definitely a difference in the flow of Lake Central's game, both ends with Inyart on the court.
You mentioned bugs. How about a Bird? Caleb Bird with a pretty good third quarter scoring, and right there at the end of the third, he was able to find Troy Jarrett on a back cut, and they made it a 5-point game. Here we go. Inyart being double teamed. Malloy and Jarrett there. Inyart has to dribble it out to the perimeter. Billmeyer on the short corner, left side. He dribbles it past the perimeter.
Yeah, you see Munster's going to match up zone, but there's some advantages for Lake Central. They can find the ball the way in the short corner area.
Bird picking up Kroenke. It's Hayden Becker. Had a nice steal earlier, anticipating the pass from Jarrett.
Yeah. Billmeyer was working short corner earlier, and he had some space.
Billmeyer with 16 points.
Well, he walked.
And it's a walk. Aguilera went to go baseline and find Becker in the corner. Instead, he walked, and Munster will gladly take that.
It's a stop, right? You need stops and scores to get back into it.
And the other team can't score if they don't get a shot up.
Yeah, and then, I think both teams now are pretty not worried about foul trouble.
Johnson is harmed, and Johnson will go to the line for a pair. Foul.
The official trying to explain his call.
A bit of a tough start to the quarter for the senior David Aguilera. The travel and then being called for the shooting foul.
Yeah, we saw him. I said he made a 3 earlier. Remember, earlier in the game, he made a big 3. But like I said, he's really streaky.
Yes. And both teams have really been streaky this year.
And I think that comes with inexperience.
Yes.
You talk about Munster only having 2 seniors.
Yeah, this Munster team will mostly be back next year. Most of that production. Malloy, the senior, and Goramato, one of their bench players. 4-point game as Johnson goes 1 for 2. If we made that second one, it would have been a 3-point game.
I think they're almost running a box and 1 here. They're chasing Inyart.
Kroenke, 3. It rolls off. Inyart rises up, gets the board, and Inyart draws contact.
Yeah, they were kind of giving everybody else saying, here, go ahead and beat us from outside, but then you got to block in your doubt.
Yeah, you got the result you were looking for, a missed 3, but then Noah Inyart, a player you've been able to keep quiet for most of this game, makes a big play.
Ooh, big miss.
That is, of course, if he can hit his free throws.
Yeah.
Which both teams, as we said, was a trait that has really hurt them at times this year.
Yeah, and again, I think we mentioned it there at the end of the first half and in the end of the third quarter. We see some tired guys out there.
Yes.
Neither team really goes very deep into their bench. I think Munster maybe only used 1 or 2 guys off the bench.
It's that time of year where maybe a 2-man bench coming in for your 5 guys.
Yeah, you're going to roll with who you got. Nice back cut.
Johnson with the cut. Bird's pass was slightly off the mark, and Johnson with the good hustle keeps it alive for Munster. 4-point game, 5-point game, and Bird was grabbed by Kroenke.
Didn't teach much math back at Crown Point. Huh?
I looked up and I thought the 9 was an 8.
Or reading is what you're saying. Check your eyesight out. Railcats don't have very good.
Well, usually it's in front of me.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say ball 4. You only count to 4 in baseball. So. Nice back cut for Jarrett.
It's Jarrett. Jarrett fouled, and Jarrett will go to the line for 2, but these LC fans are not happy with the call.
I think the fouls, as I mentioned earlier about foul trouble, they might start stacking up, and if the referee needs a towel. We talked about the condensation in here, but you want to score with the clock stopped.
Yes. The free throws are the friends of the Munster Mustangs at the current moment.
You've got to take advantage of that. You can make this a one-possession game here.
Yeah, Jarrett went 0 for 2 earlier, and that was at a really big time for Munster. So they've wiped away that condensation below the basket, and now Jarrett can shoot his free throws. Jarrett, a 73% free throw shooter. The first one goes down.
He's got a nice stroke for a big guy.
6'4" forward, 13 points, 5 rebounds. He'll be back next year. And the second one with the shooter's touch goes down.
Yeah, they've done a pretty good job of holding Malloy. He's only got 2 points on the night. You expect he's going to have he's going to be a factor in this game at the end here.
And he's guarding Noah Inyart right now. Followed him all the way to the Crown Point logo.
That's what we said. They're running that box and 1 look, and he's chasing them around.
Martinez in a tough spot, gets out of it. Becker, head fake, down the lane. Jarrett with a good contest. Rebound, Billmeyer. Billmeyer can't get the roll.
Nice stop.
Munster has a chance to tie the game with a 3. Crossover. Jarrett, hesitation. Jarrett misses the shot. Guaramato with the rebound. Malloy on the wing.
Yeah, you can tell Malloy wants to go. He wants to score.
Bird's been the main scorer for Munster. His shot clanks off the bottom of the basket. 3-on-1. Billmeyer finishes with the left hand. Jacob Billmeyer with 18 points.
Yeah, Lake Central's going to go 2-3 zone here now. That's the issue with you miss a layup. Not only are you missing 2 down there, but you're going to be out of position down here on the other end. That happens every time.
Guaramato, 3. That is huge.
Big answer.
2-point game. A 31% three-point shooter.
Comes down to grit, dude. I'm telling you. You got some tired guys out there.
Under 5 minutes. Plenty of time. It's anyone's game. Enyart dribbling to his left. Slow and methodically.
You see they're running. That's a moving screen, but they're running a box and 1.
Billmeyer ran into a brick wall. That's Jarrett. Munster has the ball. And right now they have numbers. Johnson tried to get into the post. He threw it off of someone's chest.
Look at the hustle.
They recover it. Skip pass. Three-pointer. Munster leads.
Look at the hustle.
Caleb Bird, have yourself a night. Timeout, LC.
See it. Coach Hackett loves his young guys playing so hard. Yeah, like I said, they're running a box and 1 down here, and I don't know if Lake Central recognizes it.
The full timeout. We'll take a 30-second break. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
IBEW Local 697 isn't just wiring buildings. We're woven into the very fabric of Northwest Indiana. We're your neighbors. Our kids go to school with yours. We stand in the same bleachers cheering for the same high school teams. When you hire a union electrician, you're not just getting the highest quality work, you're supporting our community. IBEW Local 697, proudly powering our own.
We are back, Andrew Mile with Doug Nelson on the Region Sports Network, and we're here in the corner right next to the LC bench, and Coach Sexton, red in the face, slamming his pencil, screaming at his guys. Doug, he's trying to motivate his guys for these last few minutes. They look exhausted, and he's trying to get every ounce of basketball they have left.
Well, yeah, he knows how tired they are. Like we said, it's hot. That is a factor. And right now, about the last minute and a half, Munster's not working them. Whether it's rebounding or loose balls and getting points out of that, Munster's outworking Lake Central. And as you said, Coach Sexton was as red as the red sideline here.
Or even the Munster jerseys.
Yeah, as the bleachers. So he's trying to get his guys, instill into his guys, this ain't going to be easy.
This Munster team was knocked out of the tournament last year by these Lake Central Indians in convincing fashion. Come back a year later with a chance to avenge that loss and get a date with Crown Point for a sectional title. Geller, pass, Martinez, three, and LC responds.
Big three. Someone else, they're taking Enyart out of the game. Someone else is going to have to step up and make a shot. That's what happened there.
2-point game. Crossover.
Nice
Bird.
jump.
Good pass to Jarrett. Jarrett misses the layup. He crowds his miss. Misses again. Bow for the board. And a foul is being called. And it's going to be on a Lake Central defender. I think they just put that on Enyart, and they did. That's 4 fouls on Noah Enyart. One more, and he is done.
We're going to go man defense. I thought Coach Hackett wanted to foul on both of his shots. But Jarrett's got to finish one of those.
Especially after the nice pass from Bird. Three-pointer. It almost wedged itself in.
I don't know if that's the shot that Coach Hackett wants there.
Now it's Guaramato who had that massive trifecta earlier for Munster. LC trying to add on to their lead. They're up by 2. And you're getting a screen. Going to his right, being picked up by Bird. Picks up his dribble. Skips it to the other side. No one picks up Martinez. He goes down the lane, and he is fouled.
Great job by Martinez.
Recognizing that no red jersey was with them, they both switched to the other LC player. And Christian Martinez, a 60% free throw shooter, has some massive ones coming his way right here. That makes it a 3-point game.
I was going to say, you make them both, it's a 2-possession game. They're going to go a little offense-defense here maybe.
Billmeyer on the floor. Enyart coming out. Cooper Kroenke is in. And Hayden Becker will go out for him.
Long way to go here.
3 minutes.
But you just can't have empty possessions.
Martinez goes 1 for 2.
Whoa.
And
he
kick it out? He did.
He did.
Somehow Martinez, in a group of Mustangs, was able to get his hands on the basketball as LC's not putting anyone down in the paint when the free throws are being shot. They're already on the other side. And another stoppage for the humid floor here in Crown Point.
You get these free timeouts. I would get my guys together real quick. You know what I'm saying? You watch TV college, and
yes.
Any chance they get, they're getting those bench guys together.
We already saw Hackett do that earlier.
Yeah. 1-possession ball game here.
Bird, step back, 3,
wow.
Tie game!
Wow. Gutsy.
This Bird is flying tonight for Munster. He has 13 points and 2 threes in this fourth quarter. 45 all.
And Enyart's not on the court right now.
Enyart's off. Geller on the wing, holding the ball over his head.
Enyart,
and Johnson poked it away. LC and Munster wrestling for the basketball. Jump ball, and the arrow belongs to Munster.
I think if Lake Central's got the ball, you got to get Enyart back on the court.
Enyart is right next to the scorer's table. And he's asking to go back into the game. Or he's pointing over.
He's got 4 fouls.
He's got 4 fouls. Under 2.5 minutes.
I'm going to tell you right now, Coach Hackett's the kind of guy that will hold it for 2 minutes.
Just so Enyart can't be on the floor.
And get the last shot. I'm telling you that right now. He's done stuff like that before. I don't know if his team can hold the ball for 2 minutes. I mean, he might think the same way, but
Johnson's got to get rid of this ball.
Yeah,
and timeout Hackett.
Yeah, that's one thing. He might want to hold the ball that long, but his kids might not be capable of doing it right now.
It's a full timeout, 30-second break coming your way. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
You ready? Let's go. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name.
Your future starts
here.
Welcome back to the Region Sports Network. Tied game going to the last couple of minutes of the second game of a doubleheader. This is a good time to remind you to share this, let everyone know what's going on, to tune in for a thrilling finish from Crown Point High School. Andrew Mild with Doug Nelson. And Doug, what is going to give here at the end of this game?
Well, I think, first of all, if you're Lake Central and you have the ball, you got to get Enyart on the court. It just, I really like, you know what I was just thinking, the supporting cast is helping both teams here, right? Whether,
yes.
As we've said, Malloy has maybe 2 points tonight, and the other guys have really stepped up. And the same Enyart being in foul trouble, the other guys have had to step up and really make big-time shots.
Enyart staying on the bench for LC.
Enyart still on the bench.
2 minutes, 10 seconds. Jarrett far away from the three-point line. Barmato loses the ball, and LC was able to get it away. They pass it down low. Bill Meyer fills up the cup again.
Yeah, that might be your play of the game, but that I think Coach Hackett would like to hold it, but I don't think they're capable of doing it. That's what I was saying.
Bill Meyer with 20 of the 47 points for Lake Central. Jarrett against Geller goes into the paint, trying to pray in separation. His shot was left short. Johnson with the rebound. He's being double teamed. And Geller had the ball in hand while he stepped out of bounds.
It's like a heavyweight fight, man. There's a lot of emotional up and down here.
You can feel the tension in this gym. I'm not sure if it's the tension or the humidity, but it has to be one or the other. Maybe a combination of both. As, once again, both teams are getting that free timeout with the referees having to get a towel from one of the benches and wipe down the floor, as Bird is getting a talking to from Hackett, who took a stroll to the end of his bench.
Well, I think they can dribble penetrate. I think they're doing a good job of spreading Lake Central out. I think you can dribble penetrate anytime you want, right there.
Jarrett, mid-range shot. It rolls out.
Still, I think that's a shot you can get any time. I think you got to try to get to the rim.
LC can sit on the ball and run out some clock. Bill Meyer, head fake, pass into the corner. LC doesn't want to take a shot. Munster fans are calling out to foul Geller.
Back
cut, and what a play! That was Malloy.
Oh, that gets slipped.
Transition three.
No, you don't need
Off
it.
the backboard. A save by Bird.
Oh,
trying to get it to Jarrett, and it was knocked away. It was Geller. An insane finish as the timeout's being called. LC wants to go to their closer, and their leading scorer, Noah Enyart, who removed the towel from his legs, went to the scorer's table and checked in.
If you're Munster there, you had shots.
You did.
Value the ball. You're only down 2, right? You're down 1 possession, and we're chucking up threes. You got a long way to go. You got to value that. Now you're kind of chasing a little bit.
Well, then Berg got that rebound and tried to go right back into the post when LC defender was there. They had a couple different opportunities, but now they have to deal with Noah Enyart being back on the floor.
I'm trying to see, Andrew, what teams are in as far as bonus. How close is Munster to setting? So they're gonna try to say, okay, we want to get this guy the ball and get them to the line. They're gonna try to dictate who they want to shoot these free throws here, if it gets that far. So they might run a little trap. We'll see if Lake Central goes straight stall.
As we've said time and time again, a storyline for these two teams is when it comes down to the end of the game, can they hit their free throws? And LC could have an opportunity to close out this game if they can get to the line and knock them down. But
they need another towel. That's what I'm saying.
Their
towels are getting wet.
Yeah, the towels have been working pretty hard.
Coach Hackett, go to your bench.
Yeah, he's calling back his players. Johnson and everyone else now joining Johnson, and the LC players going over to Sexton.
Yeah, Coach Sexton, same thing. Get to draw something up, and again, it'll be interesting to see if they're gonna run a stall here, or are they gonna pull it out or set up a set play for Enyart and use your if not, if you use him as a decoy, because Martinez made a couple big shots here with the ball.
Martinez is inbounding it for LC. Aguilera on the other side, trying to work his way around Bird.
Yeah, Munster straight man. We'll see if they've decided who they want to foul.
And it's a bump, a block.
I don't think that's a guy you want to foul.
Bill Meyer, 74% at the line.
I'm assuming that's probably one of the higher percentages for Lake Central. That's what I'm trying to see, how many fouls they have to give. They have one more?
That was their third foul. So they have one more to give before LC is then in the bonus. Inbound it. Kroenke, bad pass, and Bill Meyer able to recover it. Bill Meyer back out to Martinez.
You got a foul.
17 seconds. LC's keeping it away from him, and Munster is trying to do whatever they can to create a foul. And right now, LC is milking out that clock. We're now down to 14.5 ticks.
Yeah, you got to foul right away. And it doesn't matter who it is. You got to try to keep Enyart from getting the ball, but you got to foul right away.
That was the last foul to give for Munster.
Yeah, he got the ball.
And Enyart will be intentionally fouled. Noah Enyart. He's been a hero time and time again for LC this season. Really carried the offensive load in the back half of the year where they really struggled, where they're going 6-11 in their last 17. His free throw shooting percentage, 70.
Yeah, 2-point game here. Need them both if you're an LC fan. You're hoping for a chance if you're Munster.
First one crawls over the rim. It hung up there for a split second, but for Enyart and the LC fans, probably felt like a millennia. To make it a 4-point game. Can't get it. Munster has a chance to tie the game. Jarrett, Bird going to his left. Bird, step back, three.
Oh!
Is it? Hoosier hysteria at Crown Points. Timeout, LC.
We'll see if they put any time left. He wants 4 seconds. There's no way that was 4 seconds.
Caleb Bird, with a season on the line, steps back with the hand in his face and knocks down the trifecta.
Big shot. See how much time they give him.
They're talking about it. They're walking over to the table.
2.5.
So they're going to add around 6 seconds, or 0.6.
No, 0.6.
And they did. 0.6. We're now at 2.5 seconds left. And LC has a chance to win it right here, Doug.
They do. You got time for 2 dribbles. Okay, for each second, you got time for a dribble. So you got time for 2 dribbles. You're going to see some kind of a banana cut. They're going to kind of cross like this, and they're going to kind of go the same way. So he catches the ball with his momentum going toward the basket. If you're Munster, you want to catch him or make him catch it, not going toward their basket, right? If that makes any sense. But they also, they have some, you might see, I've seen more and more like 3/4 court passes almost like the old Valpo play.
Yes.
And then, like right around the top of the key, and then you kick it out to a shooter here. But I expect you'll get something more full court with a guard. Maybe Martinez. You see where he's going? He's going to loop around and come around.
Martinez, as Doug mentioned earlier, has made some big shots for LC down the stretch. He's a 39% three-point shooter. And he might have a chance to win it here for LC. What a shot by Caleb Bird. I don't know if I've seen a more clutch shot in my last few years of broadcasting this tournament.
We've said that. I mean, the other guys have stepped up and made plays. And so they're going to put a guy on the ball. They're going to put Jared back, so he's playing center field. But they have to watch for over there. You go watch Martinez. They're going to swoop around.
2.5 seconds. LC with a chance to punch their ticket to a championship game. Kroenke from half court. Oh! Bang! He wins it! A Hail Mary!
And it's good. It's good.
The prayers are answered as there's a storm of LC fans.
They're getting trounced. Talk about Hoosier hysteria, Andrew.
Living up to its name, LC wins, and they will face Crown Point tomorrow.
What do you do?
For a sectional championship.
You look at Coach Hackett, he's like, what do? You can't be angry about losing a game like that. What a shot.
An instant classic played here tonight.
He's playing it. He's got the replay rolling.
Let's watch that again.
With the ball in the air.
Unbelievable.
That's a top 10 play.
You got to send that in the Sports Center.
Got to
send it in.
That's
Cooper Kroenke.
No pressure.
Wearing a Superman S on his chest tonight. And a shot that will be remembered for the next decade, for generations at LC. The Indians win by 3. And what a way to close out this Friday, Doug.
What an exciting night. We talked about it. We knew it was going to be just a rock fight. Points are going to be hard to come by, but guys made plays and supporting cast made plays. But, man, what can you say? Both coaches worked their butts off. Kids are exhausted, and this is just a semifinal. They got to come back and do it again tomorrow.
LC versus Crown Point tomorrow for the sectional championship. Me and Doug are going to catch our breath, get ready to hand out some awards, wrap up tonight's broadcast. LC wins 51-48. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Old Man Winter is just around the corner, and that means temperatures will soon begin to drop. And a region winter is not the time to be left out in the cold. The professionals at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling can tune up that old furnace or install a new unit that can last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable this winter, and with 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, 219-923-4441. Or for more info, the website is forajobdoneright.com.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I've received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
When it comes to your money, you deserve more than just numbers on a page. You deserve someone who sees the full picture. Meet Mark Machnick, one of Northwest Indiana's most trusted accounting professionals. Whether you're running a business, planning for retirement, or just trying to make sense of tax season, Mark Machnick, located in Highland, makes it simple, personal, and believe it or not, painless. Contact Mark and his team today at 219-595-5290. Mark Machnick, CPA.
At Blyce, we're used to having the athlete shop at our store.
Down, sit, put.
But sometimes they get carried away. Blyce, this is where the athlete shops.
At American Testing Services, based in Hobart, Indiana, we specialize in NDT drone inspections and heat treatment services for local mills, fab shops, and facilities across the country. From Northwest Indiana to nationwide, we deliver precision, safety, and reliability. American Testing Services, America's trusted name in NDT.
You ready? Let's go. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
Your future starts
here.
A Region Sports Network Classic here at Crown Point High School Sectional 1 as the Lake Central Indians win on a half-court shot from Cooper Cronky. Doug, this was the best game that we've seen in a long time, and we're going to look at that replay one more time. It's going to be the shot heard around LC.
Yeah, man, again, what do you say? Unfortunately, it's one of those games that neither team, you don't want to see either team lose. I'm thinking in my mind, okay, they're going to go overtime.
Free basketball for us.
Free basketball. Man, what a ball game. And, for like, you look at the coaches' reactions, it's like, what are you going to do? It's like you did everything you were supposed to do to put yourself in position to win. Somebody had to make one more shot, and that's what happened tonight.
I want to give a shout-out to Mike Breen. I think that was warranted of a bang, something that he has made coveted in his NBA basketball broadcasting career. When a guy wins it from half court, you kind of black out and you go to the signature call of big shots, and that's always been Mike Breen's bang. Time to hand out some awards. First up, the Crowd Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowd Companies have offices open from 9 to 7, Monday through Friday, and Saturdays till 2 in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City. We're going to give this one to Jacob Billmeyer, who scored 20 points on the night. He really kept the team in the game after Noah Inyart went out with some early foul trouble.
You could tell when he came out late in that first half, coach gave him a sub and gave him a couple-minute break, and he looked exhausted walking off the court. And he gave it all tonight, and like I said earlier, I kind of joked that he's going to sleep good tonight, and man, he earned every bit of that award here tonight.
Next up is the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. And we talked about Cronky's big shot. How about Caleb Bird hit a big shot right before that to tie the game at 48? He was consistently making big shots when Munster needed him to step up.
Didn't he? I mean, he was getting to the rim, getting paint touches, getting around people, and just getting deflections and getting tips and extra possessions. And, man, what a ball game for him. I'm impressed.
This might be the easiest one I've ever given out in my career with the Region Sports Network. The Proud to Be Union Play of the Game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395. To find out how you can become a union iron worker, visit ironworkers395.com. Zach, play that one more time.
Again, it looked like a pretty simple play. I mean, don't let anybody beat you long and knock it down, I guess.
What a shot. What a scene.
Are you sure that you want that to be your play of the game, though? I mean, yeah.
Maybe you have another one that you would want to go to and lay up.
Maybe a layup or something. No, great pick, of course, and what a ball game.
What a scene it was after that as the LC fans stormed the court, and Cooper Cronky looking like Superman tonight on this Friday from Crown Point, Indiana. So thank yous from executive producer Chris Ramirez, operations manager and statistician tonight, Rich Castillo, and the sports director, Mike DeWan. Special thanks go out to Clint Swan, Jermaine Boyette, Mike Hackett, and Ryan Sexton, the four head coaches. And the ADs, Bill DeRula here at Crown Point, Chris Moore at Hammond Central, Chris Enyart at LC, Mike Schultz at Munster, and, of course, our viewers at IHSAA Champions Network, where we have our video, regionsports.com, YouTube/RegionSports, Facebook/Region Sports Nation, all of which were audio. For our producer and coordinating producer, Zach Miller, that's Miller with two I's, our camera operator, Aaron Fletland, who did a great job capturing that final shot, and my partner, Doug Nelson. I've been Andrew Mild. This has been Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.